Hi everyone, I'm Sunray9. Welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy. That spot to the west, you can also face lizards. The lizards aren't that big of a threat. It's mainly the hill gigas. I say I got a lot of cash, and I just walked through there once, because once you're in the very left part, where it just goes up and down, you start to fight them every 1 to 2 steps. You'll get into a fight. Be careful. Be very wary of that. But the upside is you get a lot of experience and a lot of cash. With that though, we're going to move on and get ambushed right off the bat. Now I bought a few antidotes, as I'll show off after this fight. Just a few. To help us through this place, just in case we get poisoned. Especially with all the cash I got, I figured, might as well go and get some. As you can see, I have a few. Just to help out with the poison. If you're new to the channel, hi, and I hope you're enjoying this LP. I overkill items. Veterans of the channel will collaborate that, I am sure, in the comments, that I overkill items. Better to be prepared than sorry. Speaking of, we're just going to get through this. Goodbye. Use a couple of these. And we'll try this path. There's the way down. Ambushed again. Geez, not getting lucky with that. No poison though, which is good. That's really what we want to avoid. If you're so inclined, you can also buy potions. And an item that I haven't gone over, which is really handy to have. Even if you have a white mage, you'll want a lot of these. Hi. And that is Phoenix Downs. I bought just a handful. Revives one KO'd ally. Until your white mage can cast life, this is the only way you're going to get people that have been knocked out back up. And even then, they're nice to have quite a few of them around just in case the white mage gets knocked out. That's better. Preemptive strike. So yeah, I haven't gone over because they're expensive. They're 500. They're 500 a piece, which is a lot. But once you can, once you have some spare cash, get a couple. They're nice to have. Ugh. Outcast. This is kind of a good fight to run away from, honestly. Especially if you don't want to have to deal with the poison, trying to run from this, and you don't want to use up MP. You can just try to run from this fight. Up here? This is a maze of sorts. You can easily get... Wow, then we get the fight again. I still feel confident about the MP. In the NES version, this is definitely a fight to run away from. You don't... To try to avoid getting poisoned, and spells are in very limited supply. Now, as I was saying, this is a labyrinth of sorts. You'll have to find your way to the next floor. There's a lot of dead ends and just empty places to go to. Hi. Gargoyles, okay. Shouldn't be too tough of a fight, honestly. Thanks to the silver bracelets, even the mages can take the hits pretty well at this point. We're gonna cure everybody. Something that I've not shown off as well is the casting cost. 20 for Curaga, 20 for life, and 25 for Hilara. Or Heal 2. Very expensive. The bigger spells, again, you want to use those during battle. especially during like a boss fight. And then just use the smaller spells to heal outside of battle. Attack, attack. Now this is a werewolf. So the were sword that Leo has will do a lot of damage. Not that you need it, because you're going to do a lot of damage anyway. Antidote. Okay. This room, maybe? Dish. Ogre Chiefs, huh? Now, this is really where the MP system starts to shine in your favor. By now, I would have been out of level 3 spell cast more than likely, just casting it like this. Which means you just have to fight them with the warriors. Now, that's no problem. The warriors can definitely take care of this. Hey, treasure. A coral sword, a tent, and the earth elemental. Oh no, trolls and minotaur. Hi. But with the MP system, you get a lot of cast of fire too. This is where I was saying earlier in the LP why the MP system helps you a lot. This is why, right here. Being able to cast helps the party take less damage, which gives you just a lot more survivability, which is what Final Fantasy 1 really preyed on, was your limited resources and cash. Coral Sword. A sword effective against aquatic foes. You can think of it as like a lightning sword. That's typically what the Coral Sword became later in the Final Fantasy series. It basically had the lightning element on it, so it does a lot of damage to foes weak to lightning, which are aquatic foes. But there you go, you have this, which is nice to have. Oh, glad I found that. Let's see if we can find the way down, though. So that's what I was looking for. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe down here. Again, not a tough fight. But I was saying, that's what Final Fantasy, the NES version, really preyed on, was your limited spell casting and resources. That's why it really helped to have, for example, 2 warriors, even though they're expensive, gear-wise. 2 warriors, a monk, people that could do a lot of damage without spell casting. And really, your spell casting was saved for extremely tough fights or bosses. Oh, ambush. Because your spellcasters really don't do a lot damage-wise. And even less so in future iterations of Final Fantasy. This is probably the strongest Mage's hit, honestly, with a few exceptions, but just melee attack-wise. And I'm not talking about the Red Mage either, because the Red Mage can use swords, and being the jack of all trades has decent damage. I'm talking about your White Mage and Black Mage. Your typical, what has become your typical spellcaster. Very weak physically, and very little defense. But the stereotypes weren't as big yet. This being one of the earliest RPGs in gaming. Other than Dungeons & Dragons, of course. But, even though this is a really old RPG. So that stereotype was there. You can see it here, but I can still do decent damage Yeah, 21, yeah, because this is a tougher enemy. But in some fights, the mages can do decent damage, and both of them can gang up on one enemy, and after 2 turns, kill it. As you move further in the timeline, as we get closer to our time, it's become very pronounced that in your, quote, typical, unquote, RPG, the mages can't do anything in combat unless they're attacking. Like I said, there are a few exceptions, but that's really what it's come down to. And let me know how you feel about that. I feel like the mages are balanced well in this game. That yes, they rely heavily on their spell casting, but they're not completely defenseless. The silver armlet gives them a decent amount of defense. Now, does it stack up to the warriors? Of course not. But at least they can take more than one hit, typically. I just feel like sometimes the balance goes too far. And yes, you'll start to see wizards again, which still do hurt. See, 49. Look, the mage actually took a hit. Sometimes I think it's gone too far, that the mage has become worthless in battle unless they're casting spells. And sometimes they don't get enough spell casting, which then becomes a huge issue, and the RPG is poorly balanced. Heal. Yeah, that becomes a thing. So it's just playing through this game again. It's just an observation I really wanted to make, because there's really nothing much to talk about. This is kind of a straightforward dungeon, other than the monsters, the different monsters. But I feel like the mages are well balanced in this game, because they're not. The MP system gives them a lot of power. That's true. But I don't know, I just like the fact that the mage can take a hit, which RPGs have just gone completely by the wayside on that. That the mages are so flimsy, they can't even do that. Gained a level, 8 HP, agility increased, stamina increased, 6 HP, agility increased, stamina increased, 4 HP, 16 MP, agility, stamina, luck, 2 HP, 9 MP, agility. Not a lot of HP for our warriors on that level. A lot of cash in that treasure chest, though. Can I buy some HP? Be nice, but no. And as a person that likes to play mages, it's sad, especially to me. Yeah, yes, I fully expect to wear lighter armor, which the mages here do, and to take much more damage than they do, and to not have as much HP as they do. You know, that's fine. I fully expect all of that. But, you know, I turn around and get one-shotted by everything. That's not right either. You're telling me I don't have some type of magical armor, like these armlets that you know, project a shield and let me take a hit? You know, 2 hits, 3 hits? And I don't know if that's just to... I don't know. It's especially noticeable in MMOs. You know, these days, which MMORPGs, which are a completely different topic in and of themselves, but it's just something that, like I said, playing through this, I've really noticed that I think it's great that your mages can actually take a hit. Now, they take a lot? No. That's why you have the warriors, which do take a lot of hits. But it's just in some regards, even though the game can be a lot easier with the MP system, and if you sequence break, which I'll get into that a little later. Why am I doing that? I bought antidotes for a reason. the game, to me, was always pretty balanced, and that's what I liked about it. Every class, you know, filled their role extremely well, and none of them felt like, oh hey, you know, you're worthless. With the close exception being Thief. The Thief was really weak, but it shines later. It really does shine later. So there's the risk reward in that. Ow. So let me know in the comments what you think. Am I off my rocker, or do I just have my healer shades on and I can't see the light, or is there? Do you feel the same way? That mages have become too lopsided? 'Cause I think they have. I personally feel it's lazy how mages are done sometimes. Cure. There we go. Let's see, that's the room with the treasure chest, right? Mummies! We haven't seen mummies yet. Well, in this dungeon. We haven't seen them in this dungeon, I should say. We've seen them before. Not too terribly tough. If there's a lot of them, be careful, because remember, they can paralyze, and that can cause a lot of hassle for a party. Yeah, that's the room with the treasure chest. Alright, let's try this way. And this should be the last floor, which is good. Hit. Let's try up here. Now, I've not shown off the bigger fire spell because I haven't needed to. You really only need, you know, the fire 2 for this area. And you don't even need that. If you don't mind taking a few more hits, you can just fight these guys with your warrior monk, you know, your melee fighters. At this point. There we go. And I would like to save some MP for what's coming up. Ruby's got quite a bit of MP, so just in the for the interest of time to speed this up. That didn't kill, huh? I'm not quite strong enough. That's fine. Not there. Okay, down. No, that's a... Ah! This is the dangerous fight. I knew y'all were here. Cockatrice. These enemies, and it started here. It started right here. Well, it started in D&D, of course. Everything can be... Every RPG can be traced back to the original D&D to some part. But from a video game standpoint, I talk here. I want to give D&D its due, Dungeons and Dragons. So I want to make that clear now. But when I say it started here, I generally talking in video game terms. I started here. These enemies can, and they're notorious for it now in lots of RPGs, for being able to do the stone effect, which turns a party member into stone, into a statue, where they can't do anything. These enemies are highly dangerous. If there's a lot of them, I recommend you run, especially if you have the preamp. Gold needle. That is the item that removes stone. Now you can buy them. They're really expensive, and I didn't buy any. Cures the stone status effect. And for some reason, this item is always super expensive too. The gold needle, or the item that removes stone. I get that started here too, I guess. That's a thing. Be highly wary of the cockatrice. Run from them. Try to have nobody turn to stone, because you don't have a way to remove that status effect. Your white mage can't do it yet. And in which he can, it's a high level spell. Just be wary about that. I am really lost. These are different. They're a bigger zombie. They're even bigger. Still really don't take a hit. Dia should be enough. Or the harm spell. Not a big deal. Okay, we're going to do some backtracking then. Hit. Paralysis. That's the only thing that makes these dangerous, really. Next hit, that's that. Head down here. Wraiths, which we've seen shadows. They cause paralysis. They hit harder than their counterpart, of course. But it's a shadow reskin, not too dangerous. I would like them to quit hitting Ruby though. That would be nice. Maybe over here. Nope. Somebody run. Ah, failed to run. Run? No. Somebody? There we go. Good job, Ruby. No, that's that treasure chest. Ah! No, because I want to... Oh, this should kill 2, and then we can kill 2 next time. I hate this. For some reason on this floor, I always get turned around. Which is a shame. At least I got to show off treasure chests to all of you. I guess that's a plus. Well, bumbling about. Okay. Mummies. Which didn't take long. I'd like to finish this in this episode. Ah, I did not mean to click flee. Oh well. Battle's over. A good amount of money those are. Okay. Start again from here. Just to reset it in my mind. Just because there's so many of you, we'll just wipe you out. Paralysis. Don't get paralyzed. Okay. That could have been a big problem. There we go. Yay! 31 HP, Strength, Intelligence, Luck. 31 HP, Strength, Intelligence, Luck. 29 HP, 6 MP, Strength, Intelligence, Stamina. 2 HP, 20 MP, Agility, Intelligence, Stamina. Good. We've been in here so long, we got a level. Paralysis. Dia! Go away. I think I'll use a few of the potions that I have. Because I can buy more, especially with all the cash we've been getting in this place. Here we go. I didn't go far enough this way. Anything in here? Move bat. Preemptive strike. That'll make this go better. 2, 4. Simple enough. I just didn't go far enough this way. Wraith. It's either this door or I go just a little further. We're almost there, people. Almost there. And hit. Okay. Treasure chest with an earth elemental. Didn't get quite much. As you can see, the earth elemental really hurts. Be wary. It's... especially if it hits a mage. Okay, good. Hit Leo twice. Hit a warrior. Cash in that one. No, it's further down then. I remember it being here. We're close. Right, I just don't even want to deal with the fight. Running is a big option in Final Fantasy. Don't be afraid to, in Final Fantasy 1. Don't be afraid to run. It's nice when it actually works. There we go. That's twice you did it, Ruby. Good job. There we go. As you see, that bat's different. I'm different. It's blue. Cura. Heal. Everybody's good to go. Alright. All things of this world are destined to end in death. The seal cannot be broken, and so the earth shall rot. Hi, vampire. You cannot alter destiny. Mere mortals cannot kill the undying. Wanna bet? I think I'll prove you wrong. Attack, attack, protect? Now, one of your biggest tools against the vampire, being undead, is Fire 3. This will do a ton of damage. Now, he can paralyze, as you see, and does quite a bit of damage. Oh, I really like the look of that. That's cool. Bye! Go away. If you don't have Fire 3, just hit him several times. He'll die. And we get this! You obtain the Star Ruby. Well, that's that. I mean, you know, the Earth's cured, right? Because we killed the vampire. That's what was causing it. Good job, everybody. Let's go home. What's this way? Other than enemies. Other than enemies, what's this way? What's this? A stone slab is set in the floor. An evil force seems to emanate from within. Huh. None of the crystals are glowing either. Huh. That's right, we're not done with this place, the Earth Cave / Cavern of Earth. We have to do something with this star ruby and then come back. That's right, you have to come all the way back here. Getting out can be a problem. I hope you still have some MP left, because your black mage can't cast the teleport spell yet. You can't learn it. So, again, that's something that Final Fantasy likes to make you do. To, again, go through your resources. So, I'm gonna fight my way back out. And a good thing to have is a tent. That way when you get out of this place, you're probably really hurting. You can use it, get some HP, some MP back, and then move on. So, tents are nice to have. So, I'll go ahead and save here, even though I normally wouldn't be able to save. Because I'm going to end the episode here. Like I said, I'm going to fight my way back out. And next time I'll show you what you're supposed to do with the Star Ruby. Wasn't there a guy that really likes gems that we heard about in town? So, until the next episode, I'm Cinder89. Remember to shoot for the stars and take care, everyone.